Welcome to another beautiful session in our summit series, Self-Empowerment and Miracles. I'm with my co-host, Lori Rayon, and we are so pleased to offer this presentation with Judy Cali. Judy will not be on video, but the words that she brings through, the frequency that she brings through will bring you deep into your hearts, as Judy is truly in her heart and brings all souls into her heart. This is Elestial Angel of Healing. And Lori, before we start this presentation, I just want to say it's exciting because in it, Judy reveals from the higher realms that as of August of this year, Earth and her beings, all of us, have moved into 5D. That was actually 15 years earlier than expected. It was supposed to happen in 2038, and it's already happened. And we can certainly feel it. Can you feel it?
And I think that the work that I do with the whales is aligning perfectly with that statement that everything has been accelerated now. And as they say, the carbon-based molecule is collapsing, and the water-based molecule is shifting into the crystalline matrix, which allows us to create our light body sooner than we expected and to move into that ascension timeline. So, Judy, we're so grateful for your work. Thank you for being a part of our summit.
Yes, Judy. And so many love your work. So sit back, everyone, and enjoy this high frequency of light transmission. Wee, yippee. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. We are back with our beloved Judy Cali. And this event today is so beautiful. It is a master angelic healing of you. And Judy Cali is bringing the Elestial Queen Angelica through for us today. Judy, hello,
Yeah,
welcome.
hello. I am more than thrilled. And I was just sharing with Loren. I just had my birthday a couple weeks ago, and I've been around the sun 77 times. And I was telling her I call it my merry-go-round. I'm
Yes.
merrily going around the sun 77 times, and I'm seeing a whole little playground of kids, and we're all holding hands going merrily around the playground. So that's my image to share with you today is may we all join in the playground and hold hands and happily share with each other.
Yes, we are right there with you, Judy. And I am over there on the end and I'm spinning that thing round and round so much that it just spins off all the dross. And we are just placed squarely in the heart. And you know, when you go to the center of the merry-go-round,
Yeah,
you no longer get spun off
right.
center.
That's right. So may we all be in the center of the playground and the center of the beautiful, beautiful expression of the flow of divinity in our own perfect centered self as source.
Yes. Yes, it brings to mind a moment of clarity in a something that we did a few years ago where you had us, you took us to a circus, a
Yes,
carnival, and you had us sit down on the bench at the circus and just witness.
yes.
So that's what we're doing here. And it's so fun to be here with you. I can hear everybody. If we unmuted everyone right now, let's just pretend that we're going to unmute everyone and everyone right now, even though you're muted. Let's say happy birthday 3 times to Judy. Here we go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Ah, I send
And
a giggle.
happy birthday.
I,
Feliz cumpleaños, Judy.
I send a happy birthday giggle to every single one of you and kiss your heart.
Oh, we feel that. Thank you so much. Again, it's so good to be here with you. Let's start our program today. Again, getting an update from you. How's things been going? And this master angelic healing for all of us, how did this come to you?
This is a very sacred, in my heart thing to share. I was born in the Queen of Angels Hospital in the City of Angels, which is Los Angeles, California. And I've never known of a Queen of Angels. So when she showed up in my doorway and said, I'm the Queen of Angels, I instantly realized I was being blessed by the very angel that helped me be born. How much more sacred could it get? So Angelica, and she pronounced it that way, Angelica is the Queen of Angels. And it was the hospital that she overlighted that I was born in, among the City of Angels. So for me, it was like getting a heart kiss for my 77th time on the playground, going around the sun. And how much more sacred could I feel than to be blessed by the Queen of Angels? And I was just so deeply touched, and still am, that she showed up, and she was in such grace and such beauty. And it was so natural for me to be with her that I didn't want it to stop. I just loved being in her energy and being bathed in her energy. And the beautiful thing is, you get today to be bathed in her beauty and all the exquisiteness of who the Queen of Angels is. I mean, how much more blessed could you be today? So it's a birthday sharing that I give with you, because I felt, after what I went through a couple months ago, which I'll go into for just briefly, um, it was like she was saying to me, "Okay, Judy, you've decided to stay, so let's play some more." And it was an incredibly heartfelt feeling, and to be given an opportunity, it still brings me to tears, to be given an opportunity to actually feel her overlighting me, and every molecule within my being was her.
Wow.
And all of us are her, because we're source, we're everything. So keep in mind today, as we're going through today you are the Queen of Angels. And today you carry that frequency of such high vibration to be the queen of all angels, which just means that we're going into the highest vibratory frequency of our feminine self that we could possibly touch. Isn't that miraculous?
Yes. So beautiful.
So I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be here, and how grateful I am to you, Loren, because you and I share um, some form of sharing with our families on my birthday, around my birthday. And it's been a very sacred pilgrimage you and I have done. But I really felt so completely blessed in new ways this time by having this experience to actually be in touch with the part of me that's the Queen of Angels. And I ask you to consider touching that part of you and living from that part of you from this point on, because that's what we're being given an opportunity to do. And she's telling me that she has been monitoring every single one of you that are on this call, that will listen to the replay and are in touch with each other for over 6 months. And she's saying that she loves each and every one of you and holds you at her breast to give you the milk and nourishment of complete divinity, completely unpolluted in any way, shape, or form. You're getting fed by the mother of all of creation. And what a beautiful way to end October and come into November, knowing that you have come to this place, that every part of you is being blessed today. And whether you're a male or female does not matter, because we are the beautiful blend of both, the yin and the yang. So the feminine part of you, the give and the take, the part that carries all of your intuition. It carries all of your knowledge and your understanding and the wisdom and the greatest awareness of who you are in the deepest core of your soul is your feminine side, which is the left side of your body. So it doesn't matter if you are in the beautiful male form or you're in the beautiful female form in this particular life. We're now stepping into the androgynous light being part of us, which carries both equally in such a beautiful blend. And that's part of what's being activated today. So, how beautiful is it that we're surrounded by our beautiful golden and white dolphin families? And yes, your family, your dolphin families are circling you as we're speaking, blessing this experience. And the dolphin part of you is now carrying the wisest message for you that you're to be given today, whether it comes in through this call, whether you get it in a dream, whether you're in a conversation, somebody says something and all of a sudden your heart lights up. It doesn't matter how you get it. But our sharing today is a very, very sacred sharing. And how beautiful that it's in one of the most powerful opportunities of expansion as we're going through all these different gates and all these different codes and all these different things that we're going through. We're transforming who we are at the core level. And all of the human stuff that we thought we were is all gone. And everybody on the call, whether you're here, whether you're, will hear the replay, whether somebody will talk to you about it, doesn't really matter. But our human mission when we came on the planet was to love ourselves more in this life than we've loved ourselves in any life. As of 2 years ago, Archangel Gabriel came to me and said, Judy, for all of you here to lead the way, and that's every person on this call, including all those on the replay and that will be sharing in this energy. For all of us, the beautiful thing is we came here to do for the planet what we did as an individual, which is we went through all the layers of fear to know how to live love-based living more than 51% of our day in order to be a leader here, to lead the way. And the only people I work with, from Ascended Master Hilarion, the Master of Healing, and Archangel Gabriel and Mother Mary, when they asked me to go public, is I work with the highest lighted 1/2 of the 1% of the 10% of the highest lighted masters on the planet that were the most stuck. And my job with them is to help them stay out of and release their blockages so that the fullness of who they are can now come forth, since the veil of forgetting is now dissolved. And every one of us came in through the veil of forgetting. And we agreed not to remember that we were masters. So we would play human 100%, understand what being a human is. Human lives are the hardest lives to live, and Earth is the hardest planet to live a life on. So you need to take this moment and put your arms around you and give you the biggest heart hug you've ever given you, because you're the sperm that won. You're the one that actually came into the pearl of wisdom to shine and glow today and to be here to celebrate with your beautiful, sparkling brothers and sisters of your heart, so that we can hug and hold hands and laugh and play in the playground. And we've worked hard to come here. And the second half of our life is about being in the playground and playing and laughing and having fun and giggling and self-pleasure. And that's where we're at now. And as of August, we stepped into the fifth dimension. And we stepped into the fifth dimension 15 years sooner than was originally to happen. It was meant to happen in 2038. So every single person on this call, you are personally responsible for that shift, because we all helped to create it. And the way you create anything is through your sacred heart connected to you as source in complete love. So we not only shifted the planet from third to fourth over 20 years ago, 10 years sooner than anybody expected it. So instead of 2012, we started doing it in 2002. And the beautiful thing is, because I trust in the integrity of my own soul and I trust in the I am presences of me, I receive information 15, 20, and 25 years before I see it in print or hear other people talking about it. And I've been very blessed to be working with the ascended masters, angels, and archangels now for over 74 years, since I was 3 years old. And in all those years, I have never once received an unloving, unkind, harsh, judgmental message. I've never had one single master, angel, or archangel mention one word about religion in 74 years. So that tells you they're not about religion. And I've never once had them approach me from a place of superiority, because there is no hierarchy. That's a lie perpetuated by churches. We're all a thread in the weave of life, and every thread matters. And that came from my dog, Karma Soul, who was one of the brightest beings I've been blessed to work with. And he was way beyond me. And he said that to me one day because he'd been tortured for 7 years to be the dog he was here to be. And he came to help bring attention to older rescue dogs in shelters, because everybody rescues the puppies and they leave the older dogs inside. And he said, with you and I and our hearts, we will connect to people all over the world and we will get our message out. And at that time, when he connected to me, we were living and still are several other lives together. And he was my sacred mate in a life in Egypt. So I really, when he said to me, I want you to know that every being on the planet is a sacred being of light, and they're a thread in the weave of life, and every soul matters. And he said, it won't be in my lifetime, but it will be in yours, that all animals will be loved and cherished and respected for the beautiful beings that they are. And I believe that to be true. So, in honor of my blessed karma soul for the great central sun, and for all of the experience of me being born in the City of Angels at the Queen of Angels Hospital, I celebrate my birthday with you. And I really am so grateful that we're sharing it with the golden and the white dolphins and all the other sacred beings that are here. As I look in my room, in my office, there's every animal you can imagine that are white. I see a white hippopotamus. I see a white giraffe. I see a white skunk with tiny, tiny little gold stripes. Oh, I'm seeing a white llama. Ah, I'm seeing a platypus. I'm seeing the most beautiful shell, and the little creature is playing and doing finger little mudras as he's standing here. He looks like a little crab, and he's doing little mudras with his little fingers. It's really precious. So as I look completely around the room, the white whales are circling, and they're so big that they are the room. There's nothing around them. There's just the whale as I'm feeling it, as I am the whale. So we are stepping into being everything in creation and stepping into it gloriously. And so I celebrate you for being here. I celebrate you for listening, because you and I and Loren and every single one of us agreed before we came in here to have this gathering. And you know what? You listened and you showed up. And no one's ever made a mistake. Every single experience we have, we chose before we came in, with every single person, place, thing, and experience. So, how blessed are you to be surrounded by your spiritual family in this moment, including all these white animals, and I'm seeing the planets, and many of them are winking at us. I see the moon has extra bright white light coming off of it. I see the sun making a little face with its tongue. I see the grass is laughing as it's saying it feels so blessed to cover the earth with such beautiful carpeting of love. Do you know that there is an angel for every blade of grass? That's how much everything in life is blessed. So when you think you're alone, I laugh because you're everything, even a blade of grass laughing. So we are going through releasing our human missions. We're finished. And what I was told by Archangel Gabriel in this last 2 years was that we increased from loving ourselves when we came on the planet by only 4%. And we were in pain, suffering, and fear 95 to 96% of our day. That's the beginning of third dimension. And third dimension is the largest dimension of contrast. And the beauty of third dimension is you get to experience every extreme of everything so that you can choose what truly honors you. And you can do it from a heart of knowing because you've experienced everything about that particular topic. And so that's the experience of third. It's good, bad, right, wrong, up, down, male, female. It's all the extremes until when you get ready to go into the other side, you decide, how do I want to play this? Do I want to take it in and love every part of it? Or do I want to come back and do this again? So all of us have chosen that this is our last life on earth in this experience. We have no more reincarnation. We're going back into oneness. So as Jesus says, we chose doozies of experiences because we've already done everything. So we're going to choose the I can't believe anybody would choose this to go through. Yep, that's us choosing them to have the most amazing adventure that we could ever have as a soul. And isn't it blessed that we're sharing it all with each other? So I ask that you make sure you hug yourselves 8 to 9 times a day, because every single time you hug yourself, that's you loving you and you heal. And because you are so brilliant in the light of your own soul, and you're here to lead the way, you touch every heart on the planet just by breathing. It doesn't matter, hill of beans, what you do in this life, because you didn't come into harm. You came into love. And so now we've stepped into loving ourselves over 75% more since we came on the planet. And that means we've reached the tipping point. And now loving ourselves 79% or more, each one of us, now we are healing in ways that we've never been able to heal because we're not blocking our own flow with fear and doubt and worry and anxiety and stress and impatience and frustration. So you need to make the choice. I choose to be out of all resistance in any way, shape, or form. And I choose to cooperate lovingly with everything in the way that truly honors me, that's in alignment with my sacred heart and my I am presence as Christ consciousness of unconditional limited love. And that's what our intention is for today. So may we happily kick our legs up and move our little booties and let our bodies feel the rhythm of joy as we dance in the playground, holding hands, giggling and laughing and singing and enjoying today. And may we be surrounded by all of life as we celebrate all of who we are as source. So now that we've completed our human missions, And that's been in this last 2 years. We've been detaching from everything. Everything. We're as sick as our attachments. So you may have noticed, especially in the last 5 years, that you've been detaching from foods that you used to like, entertainment that you used to participate in, music that doesn't work for you anymore, whatever programs or movies that you used to listen to, whatever colors that used to speak to your heart. We are stepping into such a vibrancy that fifth dimensional colors are so vibrant that I use the example of in England, especially turn of the century, everything was very soft, muted colors. And the Caribbean, everything is bright and enormously brilliant colors. You've got lime and orange and red and yellow in their villages, in their houses, in their clothing, in their decorations. Everything is vivid and vibrant. And now that's what we're stepping into. So you may find you want to change your hair color, you want to change the art or the different ways in which you've decorated your home. You may want to not wear shoes, and yet you used to love shoes because you want to be more connected to the heart of the earth through your bare feet. You may want to wear looser clothing because you make comfort more important than what somebody thinks of you. You may have noticed that hobbies that you used to be interested in may not touch your heart anymore. Relationships that you've had. And remember, your family is not your family. They are your soul family, not your spiritual family. And you hand chose 50 out of 500 beings that were resonating at the same level of self love you are, and wrote the script, and they played all the key roles. And you all agreed to play all those parts. That's finished as of 20 years ago. You have no script, you have no family, and you're not obligated as of now, in the last 15 years here, 20 years. You have no more obligations to anybody for any reason. You have no more have tos, must, expected, or should. It's all gone. And as Archangel Michael said to me, you are now sovereign beings with a clean slate, and you don't owe anything to anybody for any reason anymore. From this point on, now you come first. And this is your time to rest and heal and rejuvenate and regenerate and take back your power. So, this second half of your life is not about responsibility, it's about playing and laughing and having fun. And the dolphins, and how perfect that Loren tapped into that. The dolphins came to remind us that we're divine beings of joy. And look how brilliantly, in this beautiful video that she's showing us, the dolphins are frolicking and playing to remind us this is now your time to play and balance. And now you come first. Nobody else comes before you. And then he said to me, Archangel Michael, Judy, you don't even need to do healing work anymore. You've pretty well accomplished everything you set out to do. And I said, I absolutely love what I do. And he said, okay, I want you to understand there's two choices that each of you need to make differently now that there is no more karma. There's no more oaths, covenants, agreements, and vows of third dimension. There's no more have tos, must, expected, and should. Now you step into who you really are, and you do it gloriously. And I realized when he said that the old us was leaving. And in the last 5 years, you've all left the old you behind. And there's no more rituals because nothing can be done insensitively or insincerely anymore. It has to be meaningful. You have to choose to make a difference and choose to be present in this moment with your heart. You can't be in your head on automatic pilot anymore. It won't work. So you may notice that things you used to do, ways in which you used to not be true to you, you can't do it anymore. We can't enter conversations that are meaningless. We don't have the patience to tolerate someone's nonsense when it's coming from an insincere place. Bless them and move on. I don't care what part they're playing, whether they're playing the part of your child or your best friend or your enemy or your parents or a loved one. Our relationships with all of them is done. And now you are here to make feeling good your top priority at least 51% of your day. You are now here to be your own best friend, not your own worst enemy like you were taught to be. You're here to remember that you are your own soulmate and you are your own twin flame. There are no others. Your source, your everything. There are no others. And you have the right of free will as a human. So you and only you choose how you're going to react to everything that you experience. And you set up all those experiences. So if you look at something as a gift, even if you're not quite sure what purpose it's serving, and you look at it as a gift and you're grateful for it, you've touched your heart and you've opened to experience more of who you are. And if you choose to terrify yourself and shrink and become less than who you are, then you will experience that too. So you're the creator of your life 100%. And every being on the planet is a golden being of light. So when you see everything going on, every single being agreed when we came into form from being a golden spiral of light floating and glowing in bliss. When we came into form, we agreed to live as every form of life at some point and to have every experience available in creation at some point. And that's why we're here. We're here for the adventure of experience. We're not here to live a perfect life. We're here to have adventures. Yippee! And so now this is your time to play in a new playground of masters who come to you with tenderness and thoughtfulness and respect and laughter and hugs and companionship as your playmates. And isn't that marvelous? And so we now came from 10%. We woke up another 20% the last 2 years. So now 70% of the people on the planet are not awake yet, but now 30% are instead of 10%, just in the last 2 years. And the 70%, that's not really correct because some of the highest lighted masters and the people they're going to work with are still asleep for a little while longer because we're stepping into our galactic selves big time. And a lot of what they're here to do, the planet is not consciously quite there yet. So you figure we have less than 60% now that are not awake. And when we came on the planet, it was 90%. And we've shifted most of that in the last 2 years. How amazing are you to be part of the greatest transformation that's ever happened in this multiverse? So when you have those silly ideas that you're not worthy, you're not doing enough, you should be doing more, you should be better, I ask you to just laugh because it's old stories you've been told that are not true. You have been perfect, whole, and complete your whole life. You've never been a victim. You've never made a mistake. You've agreed to have every experience you've had, and look where it's brought you. So may you in your heart say thank you to every person, place, thing, and experience, all whatever issues you've chosen. You programmed all the solutions before you came in. You programmed everything you would need in this life. You took care of you very, very well. But you weren't ready to remember that until now. So hug you for having the courage to be so brave to step into doing two things that nobody'd ever done before. We're the first ones to ascend inside of a human body. And we're the first ones to help shift the planet from third to fifth. And planet Earth was the last planet in this universe that carried third and fourth dimension. And now that's gone. So do a happy dance in your own way and celebrate you with a joyous heart and be so grateful for everything you've been through because it's brought you today with Loren and I and our family, and we get to celebrate together. Isn't that marvelous? Well, I love you, and I love every part of you. And I ask you to love you with that same love or even more.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Our hearts are full, Judy, just listening to you speak and sharing on the beautiful shift underway and the great strides that we've made all along. You know, at times it's like, when we do feel the self-doubt or not good enough for whatever reason, we do get stronger at moving past it. But my goodness, it still is surprising to me anyway, when it still pops up. But we have done great amounts of work. I wanted to ask you about this event. Well, you said as of August, we've stepped fully
Yeah.
into 5D. That is amazing because I have to share just something really quick. I was on my couch outside in the environment. It was very beautiful. It was around sunset time, and I was very still and very quiet, meditating. I opened my eyes. I literally saw the fifth dimension. I want to cry right now as you make me remember it. It was as if I was looking through the eyes of God. And
Yes.
I
What
kept listening, write this down. Oh my God, this is beautiful. And another part of me was like, no, this is it. You cannot forget this. And the other part is like, write this down. You have to talk about it. And I just kept going, no, this is embedded in your heart. And so it's beautiful, and it didn't last long. It was really interesting how, I don't know what made it shift. Maybe it was just a little pulse,
you
but
did,
that was in August.
it was a nudge. That's what I call them, little nudges that you
Beautiful.
self to remember who you are and the truth.
It was beautiful.
That is
Mm.
exquisite. And see how beautifully you got what you needed. And there again, by hugging you, you're celebrating you. Isn't that excellent? That in
Everyone, yes.
spark of that you knew. What a beautiful gift to give yourself.
So beautiful. It was so beautiful. I haven't had well, I've had other experiences since that have lifted me out of dross and density and despair in certain situations. And it is exquisite. We'd love to hear from those who are with us as well about their experiences, because we're going to have more and more of these. We've just spent the last decades helping people clear some of the densities, but now it's going to be shifting as we move more into this joy and this love and this recognition of what's going on, right? We loving ourselves 79% or more. It's going to be what's happening. I love it.
Ah, ah. It,
Okay.
it is absolutely thrilling. And you may say to yourself, I choose with every breath to embrace all of me in this new way that celebrates me even more. in more joy and more unification and more delight. Isn't that wonderful?
Mm. I see a comment from Lori that says, "Thank you for permission to have fun without guilt and fear."
Yes.
Yes, do not be guilty about having fun. Oh my goodness.
You
Yeah.
never tell kids about playing, do you?
And you never watched a clock when you were playing. You were always called in to dinner or washing your hands or whatever. We were always lost in time, lost in the joy
And sharing.
and
You
sharing.
They share with everybody unless they've been taught not to. But you watch them, they don't care what color the person is, what disability they may have, what
Mhm.
and what their economic. They don't care. They just want to know, do you want to make a mud pie together?
Would you want some tea in my tea party? Okay, beautiful. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's see. Mm, we can take some questions from our beautiful people. I'd love for people to share their experiences too. Experiences of light. Yeah, the sun, Kalina, oh, I hope I'm saying your name right. Kalina. I see amazing colors of light a lot, especially at sunrise and sunset. Yes. Oh my goodness. There are pinks in the sky. What have you seen sunrise and sunset, Judy? And what can you say about these experiences at this time?
Those are the codes of your master self that is coming in from the sun and the moon and from the planetary celestial bodies. And it's coming in through color and sound. It's quite wonderful. So just when you see those things, know that you're looking at the beauty of you as a sunset. You're looking at the beauty of you as color because it's you. You're
Wow.
more expanded ways. And all the parts of you that you fragmented when you came on the planet to be in third dimension are now coming back home to come back into your heart so that you're whole, complete, and perfect. And you actually are aware of it. How beautiful is that? So when you see those colors, they're codes that you're now again.
Okay. So we just bathe in the codes and we remember that it's us.
Yes,
Yes.
we are the colors. We are the trees. We are the planets. We are the breath. We are everything. And the dirt is saying, even celebrate being the dirt because look at all the things on the planet that are created with dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So you've now gotten the message of you through yourself as dirt. How more surprising would that be?
And also with so you talked a lot about the resistance. We need to be out of all resistance in all
All of
shapes and forms, all of it, with the environment. And so what you just said right there about the dirt being us as well, that anything that we could be upset about is simply a reflection of us. So when you look out at the world and things are going on and things disturb us, what do we do in that case to
hug
be
your
with every hug ourselves? Okay.
that there's a purpose behind what is going on that really has nothing to do with you.
Mm,
You're able to be in your heart and love you, then you're part of the solution, not the problem. Anytime you put resistance out, even when Archangel Michael told me in 2005, he said, Judy, you stepped out of human consciousness and now you're in the gold color of divine consciousness and you don't need protection anymore because you're not putting out any thoughts of harm. And because you're not putting out any form of harm, you have no way to attract harm. So in any time I'm in a group thing and they start doing prayers for protection, I remove myself because they're putting out, they're attracting harm by doing that. Whatever you focus on, you get more of. So when you see something that you know is in an unloving way, bless it and send love and be part of the solution, not the problem. Because we agreed to experience everything. And when you really get that, and that came when I stepped into being Anna, Mother Mary's mother, as my ascended master self in January of 2018. And the only message she gave me is she said, Judy, resist, release all resistance, every single bit of it. And then when I actually did in March of 2018 by releasing all beliefs, ideas, and assumptions, and keeping only what honored me and what was the pearl of wisdom, the message I got was 95% of everything you've been taught is a lie. 95%. No wonder we've been confused.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder it's been so painful. And if you stop and think about it, you're now becoming the 5%, which was the truth. And the more you focus on the love of you, that becomes you living 95% of what's truth for you. Isn't that a beautiful choice? So no matter what's going on the planet, stop feeding it.
Okay.
Follow your heart,
Okay.
but stop feeding it. Because the moment you go into resistance, you block your flow every single time. And blocking your flow doesn't help you. And that's how I get information 15, 20, and 25 years before I see it in print. I remember over 25 years ago seeing Mother Mary in this sky blue healing cloak. And it looked like Little Red Riding Hood's cloak, but it was sky blue. And it tied at the neck and it went all the way down to her feet. And she had her hands inside. There were little slits for her arms. And I started using it with clients. It wasn't till about 4 years ago when I heard a lady channeling Saint Germain. And Saint Germain said, you know, Mother Mary has a sky blue healing cloak. And he described exactly what I saw over 25 years ago that I'd never had validated by anybody in any way, shape, or form until he said that. And he said it's sky blue on the outside and gold on the inside. That's exactly what I had been seeing and had been sharing for 25 years. So that's what happens when you release blockages and you put your energy into love and trusting in the integrity of your own soul and not block your flow. You get information. And as long as it's loving and it doesn't have anything attached to it that's unloving, it's the truth. When you read anything from anybody and any part of it is unloving, I don't care if they call it the cabal or they go into this or that. The moment they get into anti love, that comes from their head and that's their ego. It is not from their heart and it is not the truth. I don't care who channels it.
Mm-hmm.
Art and come from the place of complete self love. That's the greatest gift you can give yourself, to be true to who you really are. And you have a sacred gift that only you can give, that nobody else can give because you're an original creation of divinity. So don't ever compare yourself to anybody else because there is no truth in that. We're all an original creation, and there's nothing in all of creation like us. We're an original. Be the original you are.
That is so empowering. We are fortified with those words and we are, I want to say, pumped up. I really feel pumped up, fortified. Okay. Wow. Again, this no resistance. And I know that you have assisted many questions with that psychic response there. What we've learned from doing these shows together is that when we come together as a group like this, it's almost like we're one. We're in the one heart, and what is affecting one of us often affects many of us. And so it's so incredibly helpful. And I know that if we move to questions, when we move to questions, it works the same way with that as well. And so listen to the response, because if it may be pointed to a particular question, what Judy speaks of is pretty much across the board for everything in our lives. So it's beautiful. Okay, Judy, are you ready for some
I'm
questions?
so happy I've got sparkles on.
We
So
see those sparkles. Okay. Top up in our Q&A box. Again, the question and answer box is where we will be fielding questions today. We're going to get to as many as we can, and then we're going to move into an activation transmission prayer with Judy. All right, so Charlene asks a question. Does my higher self have any information to continue my ascension and to assist others? Thank you, Charlene. We have that question for Judy as well.
Charlene, your higher self is saying you need to be in water more. It's showing me swimming, and that it will take you back into the womb when you were being created, and there was some energy around you at that particular time that was not loving, that was meant to be. And now, as you go in water, the new energy codes will clear that and fill you with the opposite of nothing but love. So you need to be in water more. I don't care whether you take showers, you go swimming, you stand in the rain, you jump in puddles with your bare feet. It doesn't really matter. But be in water more, Charlene. That's what your higher self is saying.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Marilyn has a question. How is the best way to increase kidney chi? I go to acupuncture every week, but it's always low, even though no stress, and I get sleep. So I'm puzzled.
And it's your kidneys.
Kidney chi.
I'm hearing celebrate your kindness. You're an incredibly kind person, and you don't necessarily hug you for being so kind. It's one of the greatest gifts you have, Marilyn. Hug you and your kindness.
Thank you. Here we have Leanne. Leanne says, can you tell me something about what's happening to me? I feel alienated.
Because you're detaching from everything of who you used to think you were, and you're stepping into your master self. So don't fight it. Spend more time hugging you. When somebody else hugs you, your body goes, well, that's nice. But when you hug you, you heal every single time, Leanne. So you're shifting into being your master self. And the energy we've been receiving the last 2 years, which Lorena and I've talked about on other gatherings, is the most powerful energy we've ever experienced in any life. What we're experiencing this last 2 years. And it's knocking us off of our feet. That's why many of us have processing through sleep, and we've had erratic sleep patterns, because in the fifth dimension, you only work 4 hours a day and you do what you absolutely love. So you have no resistance. And disease, illness, and aging, and time and space are all caused by fear. So when you release fear on any level, then you step into the natural flow of love. So choose to love you.
Thank you. I see most of us sitting with our arms around ourselves, hugging ourselves. If not, put your arms around yourself and do it. Wow. You know, sometimes you would think that the bosom gets in the way, but that's okay. It's because we have big hearts, right? All right. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Kalina. She asks, is it my place to spearhead a We the People movement at this time in Hawaii? Can you share with me the energy around this?
My suggestion to you is if you do it in a way that allows people to feel their own empowerment, then absolutely, whether you gather to dance or sing or have a food gathering or pray or gather together at sunset or sunrise, that's all beautiful ways of doing it. If in any way, shape, or form it's to point out who's doing something wrong, and you're celebrating or you're coming from a place of we have to show them what's truth, no, then you don't want to do that.
Okay, beautiful. Christina asks, well, first says, so pleased to be here with you all. Happy birthday, Judy. Much love to you, dear soul. I'm grateful for all that you share. Okay, Christina, thank you. Oh, here's a no question. Sorry about that, everyone. Moving right along, I've got Sue
Hi,
that
Sue.
says, I am marinating on some new projects and endeavors. I would like to know if my guides have any guidance for messages for me.
Stay in today. We're shifting so fast that who we are in the morning is not who we are in the afternoon. So be present with whatever choices you're making, because what may have worked for you in the morning may not suit you in the afternoon. It's the same with all dreams or any idea that you had that I should do this in my life. Let it all go and come in with a clean slate with every breath and be here now and celebrate now in the way you're being guided and follow your heart, because your heart knows what your greatest potential is for this lifetime. Your heart knows what the greatest way in which you can make a difference. And your heart knows all the people, places, and things you're here to share your gifts with, and all those that are shared with you, and will guide you beautifully. So follow your heart, but be in the present moment. My guidance said to me about 2 months ago, you guys think that if you're not in tomorrow, you're in the present moment. And what you're doing is you're getting up and you're starting your day and you're not even grounding yourself in today. And you need to be where your feet are, not where your head is. So when you ground yourself and you get up to greet the day, be present with you today. And then when you go in the bathroom, be in the bathroom 100%. Don't be in your head on too well. I'm going to have breakfast, then I have an appointment at 10 o'clock. No, be present in the bathroom and then go have breakfast and be with breakfast 100%. Be here where your feet are, because we are expanding as multidimensional beings beyond anything we've ever done. And I'm having lots of clients that are breaking hips, breaking ankles, breaking wrists, breaking arms, because they're trying to be in their head automatic pilot like they're used to, and you can't do that anymore. You need to be here now where your feet are and live where your feet are. And you need to ground yourself more every single day, because we're expanding way beyond anything we've ever expanded into.
Okay, beautiful. One quick little follow-up piece to that then, as we are, many of us are in the field of service, and you mentioned 4 hours a day or whatever hours we work in a day of that busyness. What do you suggest? Do you suggest just putting everything in a calendar and using tools like that so that we don't have to think of it so much and we show up on
Yep.
schedule in the heart? Take notes, write notes when they come to us, right? Write everything down.
But be here now, because what you thought in the morning may have been part of your day and important to you by the afternoon may have absolutely no relevance.
Yeah.
So you need to be where your feet are. And that's really important because when you're in the present moment and your choice is joy, I choose joy, then that's all that matters because then your whole energy field goes in through joy. And isn't that the opposite of fear? Which is what we spent most of our life putting our energy into.
Yeah.
And that was perfect because it showed us what the contrast is. But now we're on the other side of it. So when Archangel Michael said to me, "You don't need to do this anymore," he said, "From this point on, you only work when it's fun and you only work under the circumstances that work for you. Everybody else agreed now to take care of their own needs. Everybody agreed to step up to the plate and honor their androgynous self as a light creator. Everybody agreed to release all karma, all oaths, covenants, agreements, and vows, and every soul on the planet agreed to ascension or they couldn't stay here. This is the agreement we all made when we shifted from third to fourth 20 years ago. We're done. That's why the dolphins keep showing us joy. That's where you are choosing now to put your energy into living the truth of you and bringing everything back into divine oneness. Because that's the truth of you, your source. In every way, shape, and form, there is no others.
Beautiful. We have a question from Marjorie. Hi, Marjorie.
Hi, Marjorie.
Says August 2023. That's the fifth dimensional time. My human vision changed, and now I am on a divine healing mission as a test of faith. Any advice? And she also says, it was shared to me that my healing my own human vision would assist others to evolve and see with better vision from 3D level toward awakening themselves and toward 5D ascension.
Be the example by showing the delight in your vision and share your delight with others. I'm so excited because I'm seeing deeper colors, or I'm seeing the mountains clear, or I'm seeing the animals that my vision didn't see before, and now I'm seeing them. It's so wonderful. Celebrate your vision, wherever it's at.
Okay, beautiful. Here is a question from Karen. No protecting of ourselves before we go out into the world for errands. I do this every day. So what do I do? Just walk with love? I'm a little confused.
You just recognize that you are creator of everything. So you create whatever you focus on. If you focus on anything unloving, then you're going to create more unloving energy. It's pretty simple. It's the law of attraction. I didn't make it up. You get 100% whatever you pay attention to. That's the way the law of attraction works. So when you put your energy into the solution, not the issue, then the issue dissolves. And I'm not suggesting you put your head in the sand like an ostrich and ignore it. Recognize it, but take power as source, as creator. I'm going to choose to create a loving experience of this, not something more to torture or harsh for me. I'm going to choose a loving way. Just switch it. It's like waters. The oceans are talking to me right now. And the oceans are saying that when rivers and streams merge into oceans, it could be a very terrifying thing because oceans are so big and waterways are much smaller. But the waters merge in such joy that splashes happen. And the splashes are the joy of the water. As they merge with other water, they look at it as a joining, not a dying. Thank you, oceans. That's beautiful. By the way, the snowflakes came in about 10 minutes ago and wanted to give a message. So let me tap into the snowflakes. We dance in the air at this time in different parts of the world, and we celebrate the dance of life. And when you see snowflakes, we each dance in our own way in the wind, and no snowflake looks to see if it's dancing better or worse than the next snowflake. So take your cue from us. Dance in the wind and enjoy it. Don't pay attention to what every other snowflake is doing. Dance to the rhythm of your own heart. We do, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm hearing this is Senor Snowflake talking.
That's funny. Okay. I guess it's snowing right now in Oklahoma, huh?
No, no, not now, but of course.
Oh, interesting. All right. Thank you for sharing that beautiful message. Dance in the wind and enjoy it.
I'm
Don't look at the way that others are dancing. Okay.
dancing.
All right. Heidi, thank you for your comment. She says, I have asked my guides if they want to share something with me, then my question will be asked. We are asking Heidi if you have a message from her guides.
You have a tendency to feel like you're all alone. And when you're in your head is the only time you can feel lonely because you separate from coming out of your heart of creation and oneness. So, my suggestion is spend more time doing things that feel good so you're in your heart more and you will feel aloneness a lot less.
Beautiful. Who's writing that down alongside with me? These are powerful sticky notes we can put everywhere in our home. Literally, Judy, that's what I do with these beautiful pearls of wisdom that you bring through. Oh,
I'm burping because I'm clearing as on the phone. Whatever the energy is, the old stagnant energy is clearing. And so I'm burping, and that's what I'm doing is helping to clear. So I'm burping for you.
okay, beautiful. Let's see. There was something I wanted to mention in the comments that was related to this question, something about how can you tell when you're in your heart or your head?
Because when you're in your heart, you're home. And you have three hearts. You have your human heart when you're in human form. You have your chakra heart when you're in form. But your third heart has four names. It's called your sacred heart, your high heart, your immortal heart, your creator heart. And when you're in that heart sits in front of your spinal column. And your connecting point to your sacred heart is the little hollow space at the base of your throat. And that's where your flame of life sits. And you as creator have a flame of life that's you as a part of source. And it's an actual flame that sits on an altar. And when the flame is high, then you have a lot of energy. And when the flame is low, you have very low energy. So you can say to your higher self in the morning when you get up, please adjust my flame of life according to my activity today. So I'm fully participating in life beautifully. When you're in your heart space, you are in what's called your divine flow. And when you're in your divine flow, that's when you're in no resistance of any kind. And then everything is experienced through love and ease and grace and joy. The moment that you step into and you are still in your heart, you know you're there because you have no concerns, no worries, no doubts, and no fears. You're completely supported and you feel completely fulfilled when you're in your heart. When you step into your head, you are stepping into your ego, and there's no truth and there's no love in your head. And all you get is resistance because all your ego does is constantly make you feel like you have to be accountable to it. Because you hear things like, well, what about this? What about that? Well, you made a really stupid move the other day, and now look at the pickle you're in. Now, what are you going to do? That's your head talking, not your heart. So let's bring together in this moment on the phone three things. We want to bring our sacred mind and our sacred heart into the one heart of the truth of creation of who we are. Bring it back into oneness. We want to take our third eye, which is your masculine eye, in the middle of your forehead, and your fourth eye, which is your moon eye on the crown of your head, and bring them together so that you see through the sacred eye of creation and truth for you in the most beautiful ways that honor you and are aligned to your sacred heart in your I am presence. And you want to bring the male and female, the yin and yang of who you are, back into perfect divine balance. So you stand as the androgynous, beautiful being that you are, standing in your truth. And I offer this to the I am presence of every soul that is on this call, replay, or connected in whatever way honors you through love, ease, grace, and joy in the most benevolent way, or something even better. And we celebrate who we are. And in this moment, we are one. And so it is.
So incredibly beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, if the other part of this question is, how do you know if someone else is speaking from the ego or the heart?
Because you feel it in your heart. You have a truth meter. Every being on the planet has their own truth meter. And you sense when something is aligned with you and when something is not. You can't feel that if you're in your head, because you're in your head and there's no truth in your head. You need to be in your heart to feel your truth. That's why all of your guides and angels are not separate beings from you, they are you. And in third and fourth, you have parts of you that are guiding you as angels and guides. In fifth dimension, there's just you. You don't have guides or angels because you're so connected in oneness that you just feel it. So we're stepping into that more and more as we're aligned in fifth. And we stepped into fifth in the middle of the Lion's Gate. So if you've been connecting to the big cats, that's the big cats celebrating your choice. Like right now, I see a white lion roaring and then laughing. The lion's name is Bernard. So he said his eye was Barney Fife um, from the TV show. Oh, what is it?
Andy Griffith.
Yes. And
Oh,
he liked his name, Bernard Fife, so he adopted it. So he's Bernard.
beautiful.
It's funny the way I get information, it's comical.
It is, I just really quick here. These trees, me and trees, Judy.
Yes.
I think a tree will get cut down, it'll get blown over in the wind, and I'm sad. And that happened here. And I actually I'm going to purchase a piece of the wood and ceremoniously bring it into my home. But I remembered your channel of the pencil
Yeah.
saying that this is its next journey, and now it gets to express as a pencil. So don't be sad for me. I'm loving it.
Yes. And it was the gift of a 3-year-old little girl. It was a blue pencil. Said that it thought its life was over when it was cut down. But then part of it was taken to make pencils. And it is having so much fun being in this beautiful little girl's hand each day because she will become a poet and an author. And the
Wow.
parents felt so grateful to be part of helping bring out that talent in her. And
Mm.
so the said, I am totally loved and cherished every day. And I thought my life was over. And I know that as long as I have lead in me, I'm helping her. And once the lead is gone, I'm done. And I delightfully will go back into creation to be something else. But I won't choose to be a tree anymore. I've had the ultimate experience. I've been loved by a 3-year-old child.
Mm.
What an amazing awareness.
That awareness, 5D awareness, is so incredibly healing. And we can see that there's no concern, no worry, no doubt, no fear from a perspective, an awareness such as that. That's higher consciousness.
Yep.
Being able to see that perspective, that is a great definition. So that's why I love that pencil story. I think of that pencil story all the time. So
Yeah.
thank you.
And I'm very grateful to the tree for showing me its full expansion as a tree. And it loved to be in the heavens. And then it was coming, withering, 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 coming, 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 and literally falling apart. And I just remember crying as I was channeling this message for this lady about being a blue pencil. And I just remember, and I had to laugh because one of the comments she said to me, we got on the phone, is she said, I love hearing you because I never know, and you don't know what's going to come out of your mouth. And every time we get together, I'm totally surprised at the messages that you give me. And I tell her, well, so am I.
Mhm.
Can I take just a few minutes and give some messages of some beings that are standing here?
Please.
Um, Maitreya is Maitreya. He's a world teacher. And you can look up share, share, international.com. And Maitreya was in a lady's house in the 1980s, and he put his handprint on the bathroom mirror. And the next morning, when she came in and cleaned the bathroom, she wiped it off. And the next morning, when she went back in the bathroom, 2 days after Maitreya had left, his handprint was bigger and more detailed, and she photographed it. So you can get an example, or you can get an image of the hand of Maitreya on shareinternational.com. And I have a small one in my wallet of his handprint. And I also have an 8x10 I had laminated when I did larger events. And so this is from Maitreya, the world teacher. You are all world teachers in the truth of who you are. We have a funny way of allowing separation by indicating teachers and students. And it's a disrespectful way of viewing people. We all are teachers in our own way, and we are all students in our own way. So why can't we just look at it as we're here to absorb and we're here to share it various times in various ways? And quit making it about being a teacher or being a student and having that level of assuming that there's a difference and there's a hierarchy, because that is not true. I am a world share. I share from my heart to yours. And wherever you're at, you will get it. That's all that matters. So, in this point, from this point on, don't sit in judgment of who's a teacher and who is a student. And it's like when I've had, and Maitreya is saying to me to share this quickly, I've had people address me for years saying, why don't you label yourself a world teacher? And I just started laughing. And I said, why? And of course, they never have an answer. But when I would present classes, I would have all the chairs in a circle. And whenever they walked in, I said, you just sit wherever you want to sit. There's no teachers and there's no students. We're just here to share. Well, that's what Maitreya is talking about. So he's saying, may you open your heart to the limitlessness of every soul and see them as everything and be at peace with it. That's Maitreya. Here is Ashtar of the Ashtar Command. Ashtar, I call him the Big Cheese, is the main being who's in charge of the Galactic Federation, which is all of the star brothers and sisters that are here to celebrate and assist us. And Maitreya was the one on a radio show. And Maitreya told us, this was at the beginning of August, that we were stepping into fifth dimension. And we were doing it 15 years sooner, and gave that message. So here's Maitreya. When you look up to the sky and you look for the ships, you're in essence saying to yourself that in order to believe in star brothers and sisters, I have to see the ships. Well, isn't it interesting that you don't look at fellow other people and you have to see them in cars to know they exist? So I ask you to look at your star brothers and sisters in every single face that you see, because you're all star brothers and sisters. You've been here all along. There's no big surprise. Yes, there will be more fleets that will come into your awareness as consciousness expands. But it's true with all of life. You are what you're ready for. And you're mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, you attract what you're ready for, and not one thing 1 minute sooner. So yes, you may look in the skies, but I ask you to look in your heart and recognize you are the ships. You are the commanders. You are the star brothers and sisters. It's you. It's not separate out here, these aliens that may or may not harm me. That is the Hollywood version, which is designed to terrify you. And they've done a pretty good job. But what if you instead looked in the face of a turtle, a baby turtle, or you looked in the face of a baby laughing, or you looked at the face of a brand new little sprig of a tree coming out of a rock where there isn't another green thing for half a mile? What if you looked at a river and saw it as part of the waterway of the ocean? Come back to the place of knowing you're everything and be that. And don't make it all about in the sky and whether you see the ships or not, because it's all parts of you. Come home to you as star brothers and sisters and planets and galaxies and universes and multiverses and moons and suns and stars. You come through from beyond the stars, from the beautiful soup of creation. And you couldn't be more beautiful than you are in this moment. Here's Bugs Bunny. Yeah, what's up, Doc? I come with that slogan because we've had an unnatural desire to take somebody else's idea, if they have the name doctor, and make them an authority. What if you looked at it as just somebody who spent a lot of time studying something? But each person has their own truth. So just because somebody has a DR around their name or other official titles does not mean that they have your answers. Step back into your own heart, because you programmed into your own heart everything you would need for this life. You took care of it all, not somebody out here. So this is not disrespecting doctors, but don't make them the ultimate authority. They have their point of view that medicine has taught them, or that the physiology of the mind has taught them. But you can also be the doctor of joy, and you can be the doctor of delight and dance, and make that just as important. Allow yourself to know you're it, and you've already got it, and you're already there. And now he's chewing on a carrot. That's it. So can we take just a few minutes and do the download?
Absolutely. I just want to say again, but all three of those messages were so beautiful. And it's shareinternational.org, everyone. Thank you, Judy. Okay, yes.
Shareinternational.com.
.org. And that's Benjamin Krem, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Beautiful soul. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Whatever
No
it is.
problem. Just clarifying that for everyone. Okay. Thank you, Judy. Here we go. Love it.
Okay, here we go. All right. So I'm seeing every single one of you with your crowns lighting up in that ice blue and that soft white pearlized glow. Take a moment and tap into you as creator, as source. And now tap into and accept from the crown of your head you as the queen of the angels. And feel that beautiful light illuminating way beyond your chakras, above your head and below your feet. And now feel like a big tube of light, that ice blue, white pearlized light that now you're emanating from every cell of your body. And see a locket with different faces of creation to show you that you're everything. And you hold that locket next to your heart. As anybody that's ever had a locket and put pictures in it knows how good it feels to have your loved ones next to your heart. So you are the locket. You are the photo in the locket of all of creation. And see that heart opening like a treasure chest. And the treasure chest is shaped like a heart. And see the middle of the heart opening like a doorway. And now invite in all of the riches of all of life that you're now ready for in every way, shape, and form. And see gold coins, see gold angels, see gold animals, see gold nature, all forms of you as divinity that you're now ready to align with is now opening as you're stepping into and aligning with you as the queen of the angels. And now you're just a big glow as you're assimilating everything that you've now opened that beautiful heart door to. You're now awakening within you. And as each part of you awakens, you hear giggles, because each part of you is joyfully opening in ways it's been waiting such a long time to open. And as you are standing in you as the queen of the angels, the beautiful Elestial quartz master teacher and healer crystal of the angels I have had in my bra between my breasts this whole time, asking for its guidance to help us to remember who we are. So now I've taken this crystal. It is now in my left hand, because that's your hand of receiving, the left side of your body, that's your feminine side. And I've just now offered it to the I am presence of every single one of you. Whether you're on the call, the replay, or just connecting, it doesn't matter. We're going to offer to the I am presence of every single soul in every way, shape, and form. And this beautiful crystal of the angels knows exactly what you need. and what would honor you most at this time. So now feel this crystal glowing in your left hand. And now feel it floating in midair as you. So not only are you the Queen of Angels, but you're also the crystal of the angels. That's a master teacher and healer. And see you spinning clockwise. And that is the what we call the feminine side of you. And now the masculine side of you, which is your right side, that's your side of giving. Your feminine is the side of receiving. And you receive and you share, and you receive and you share. That is the circle of creation. So now the part of you, the masculine part that gives, is now going counterclockwise on the outside of you, as the feminine going clockwise. And you're spinning and spinning and spinning until you've merged into one tube of light. And now you are endless stars sparkling, touching every single heart of creation in every way, shape, and form. So in this moment, you are smiling as all of the ancient encodes and encoding from the distant light systems are coming directly into you, gently and through love. And see the light dancing in specific ways for you. You might see sparkles, you might see circles, you might see triangles, you might see spirals, you might see the infinity symbol, you might see it like an explosion, like fireworks, it doesn't matter. However you receive it, you're getting your ancient encodes that you were ready for from the distant light systems of who you are directly into you. And now feel going up and down your spinal column, even above your head and below your feet, that you're playing different tones that are being offered through your chakras to every single part of your bodies, all your bodies in all layers, and playing your chakras like an instrument, like a beautiful harp, going way below your feet, up your spine, into your pineal gland, and revitalizing and balancing your brain, the crown of your head, your soul star, actually going above your head to all the chakras and below your feet of all 12 dimensions that are being activated in whatever way honors and blesses you now. Feel your higher self picking and choosing all the physical and psychic blockages that you have been expressing and living. And now they've been chosen to be released in ease and grace and joy through love. And those blockages are going into the light to become creator light of love again. So all the markings and the etchings and the geometric symbols and the patterns and the caves of this particular Elestial crystal angel crystal holds the key. And the key is unique to each of you. So see the key in your heart, in the middle of that door of that heart that opened, and see it unlocking any obsolete patterns that you've held on to previously, and see any habits and thoughts and deeds and anything else that you're now ready to release from the old you, going back into the heart of creation. It served its purpose, and you're keeping the pearls of wisdom. And be aware that you're now completely clear to know the full breadth of your own light. Your master gifts that you're now ready to step into that you've never stepped into before. Your master wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of your soul on a much deeper master level And you're doing it in joy. You're laughing as you open your heart to these sacred codes. And now being in touch with other parts of you and parallel lives and memories and connected to kindred hearted playmates, locally and globally. So you are now comfortable with all of your bodies, all of your abilities at this stage in your life. And you're connecting to the most wonderful spiritual family of kindred hearts that are totally around you, globally and locally. You are now in the city of angels, and you're resting on a cloud of soft, healing light energy. And you look around you and you just see stars. Everywhere you look, you see stars. And notice that you're smiling with deep gratitude to be the Queen, Angelica, for your upgrades facilitated by this beautiful Elestial crystal stone being that connected to you 6 months ago and has been preparing you every day for today. And everywhere you look, you see you as angels and know that you are completely blessed in every moment. And so now that you've completed your human mission, and now that you love yourself more than 79% of your day, you're choosing to now open your master door. And in that master door, you are in the Himalayan mountains. And you are with the golden White's brotherhood and the golden white sisterhood of masters. And you are home. And in the Himalayas, you are the Himalayan mountains. You are everything about the energy of the Himalayan energy and the stone being that you are. And you celebrate your stability as only being a stone being can, as your base becomes so strong and you become so balanced and very, very aligned and grounded to you as the heart of creation and the heart of Mother Earth, as you stand into you as a sacred heart of the sacred heart of Creator. And in this moment, you are home in a way that you have not been before. And those new master doors are opening to give you your new master mission when you're really ready and the people you're ready to share it with are ready. And you're patient because there is no sense of urgency. There is no sense of I have to. There's nothing like joy, just like children at a playground. They don't care how long it takes to make a mud pie. They just enjoy making it. So enjoy living. And don't make it about it has to be this or it has to be that. And so in this moment, we call forth the King of the angels to equally bless us in the ways that allow us to facilitate our King of the angelic ways. And I'm hearing its name is Enor, Enor, 2 words. So we call in the King of the angels, Enor, to offer the same and even more that the Queen of Angels offered us, that's appropriate to honor our male part of creation as the yin and yang come together and dance in that one tube of light. And in this moment, we are all blessed. We are all sharing with each other. And we are all equally enjoying the celebration of life We've well earned it. And now we need to take our graduation cap off, take off our graduation robes, and be the brilliant light that we are as a star. And you are 12 pointed stars, complete, whole, and perfect. And so it is, beloved. We are. So now I'm offering you, as I did before, this beautiful Elestial, Queen of the Angels, crystal being that was in the left hand. And now I'm sending it to you in your right hand as you send it out from the core of you to complete the cycle and the activation initiation of today. And know that all is complete and whole and perfect in oneness. And we are source in every way, shape, and form, whole, complete, and one. And so it is. Now giggle. As we welcome in our master missions through joy in perfect divine time, order, and balance. And we are each blessed. And so it is. I see little mice dancing, and they've all got costumes on. And they're celebrating all the ways people see mice. And they're saying that even the mice are celebrating as a part of us that are mice. Think of yourself beyond the boundaries of what you think you are and celebrate every single cell of life of who you are, even your mouse self. What a glorious experience. Enjoy yourself as the Elestial crystal of the angels as it continues to open new doors and windows of opportunity for you with every breath. And step into more and more of who you're ready for and your master mission. And give yourself a big hug because you made it. In every way, shape, and form, no matter what you've been through, you made it. And you've helped everything else make it. And now you're there. And I would like to take more calls if we can.
Yes, thank you so much, Judy. That is so beautiful. We are golden right now, golden. And I saw a question that was from, let's see, I believe it was Barb. I'll confirm that. Shoulder issues, not able to hug herself. Oh, no,
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's Lori. It's from Lori. How
Okay.
can I heal my shoulders? I need a miracle, having difficulty with daily activities. And what if hugging self is near impossible?
Just picture your arms around you as the arms of creation. But shoulder issues have to do with the idea that you're taking on the world on your own shoulders and that others are more important than you. And that's not true. That's a lie we've been taught. So I want you to take a moment and I want you to see Mother Mary and Joseph standing in front of you. Not because of religion, but because that's the two beings that showed up. And I want you to take your left shoulder and give everything that's in your left shoulder that is not aligned with love and hand it to Mother Mary and ask her to take it from here because she'll know what to do. And now tell your shoulder, your left shoulder, that it's free from this point on to move in the ways that are feeling wonderful. And it doesn't need to carry any resistance to life anymore because you felt overwhelmed with the responsibility. You're now free. And now take your right shoulder, take everything that you're holding on into your right shoulder and give it to Father Joseph. And give him permission to do whatever he needs to do with it. But you're no longer going to hold on to it in any way, shape, or form because the only person that you are here to pay attention to is you. This is about your journey. Everybody else on the planet is a golden being of light, and they've all chosen. Every single soul chose everything for their life that they were going to experience before they came in. And it's none of your business what they've chosen. That includes your children, their family members. Remember, they're not your family. The scripts are gone. You have no more story. It all left when we shifted from third to fourth. So tell your right shoulder it's now free to dance and see the left shoulder and the right shoulder in complete emerald green light, which is a color for healing. And offer that emerald green light to every cell in your body. And see your shoulders as beautifully deep emerald green as you can. And tell them that you choose from this point on to participate with the rest of the body in joy, not obligation, not have to, must, expected, or should. It's all gone. And now you choose to express through your shoulders your master self of ease and grace and joy and oneness. And may your shoulders celebrate the freedom of just being there for you because you're everything. And so it is.
Thank you. Thank you for that question as well. It's helpful for all of us. Okay, I'm sorry. There's way more questions that we have time for. So I've got a few here that I know are on the tops of our minds as well. So I wanted to say as well, if you'd like a personal session with Judy and you've paid for this course, let me know if you'd like to upgrade. We can help you with that and get a personal session. Judy, when are you hosting personal sessions? Your calendar must be June next year, right?
It's actually the last few in April, and then in March, and now we're going into April. So
Amazing.
it is, and it's always designed whenever you're connecting to me, whenever I'm offering, is when your higher self knows that you're mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually mature enough for whatever your higher self is going to give you through me. So it's always about when it's divine timing for you. It has nothing to do with how soon it is.
Yes, it's so wonderful. Okay. And as we've learned from your speeches, the beings that work with us through time and space, and no matter where you show up in person for your session, they've been working
Yep.
with. It's quantum in that way.
Yep.
All right. So here's Lori. Lori's got a good question. When will we be receiving our new assignments and work? And how will we know what to do, where to move, etc.?
Okay, first of all, I already answered that when I said you will be guided when you are mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually mature enough for whatever your particular master mission is, and not until. And that's decided by your higher self. And you decided that before you came in. When you trust in the integrity of your soul, you don't need to know and you don't need to understand, because needing to know and needing to understand are coming from fear. So, my suggestion to you, Lori, is just celebrate that you've released and completed your human mission. And now, like a beautiful lotus of what you're seeing on the screen, you're opening all your petals in new ways. And isn't that exciting? And let it come when it comes and be grateful for it. But don't make that your focus. Your focus is to live where your feet are now. Because you haven't even created tomorrow yet. You have no future, and your past is gone. And all you have is this moment where we're breathing. Because we could go in 20 minutes, or we could go in 55 years. Is that not true? So don't make it about your next step. Make it about your breath, participating in life, and living as fully and completely as you can now, regardless of what you're going through or you're not going through, is my suggestion.
Okay, thank you.
Because you're already there, Lori. You just need to live it.
Two more. Two more, Judy. Okay. Um, you mentioned earlier, this is our last time to reincarnate here. Will you elaborate more on this, please? From Christina.
When we came into this life, we came in being chosen by elder ascended masters. Each one of us was handpicked to be here based on our level of integrity and honesty, our gifts and abilities, our ability to land on our feet no matter what's been thrown at us, and the wisdom that we carry from all the lives we've lived. So we were each hand chosen to be here. And in that understanding, as I said, we all became what we call ascended masters or new children. It doesn't matter what you call it, it's mastery. By individually going through all the layers of fear and knowing how to live more than 51% of our time in love based instead of fear based. That's what we came here to do. And now, as I said before, because this energy we've never experienced, this is the most powerful energy we've ever experienced in any life. So now, when we came in, before we came into this life, we were given a gift because the planet and the universe made a decision, and the universe decided it didn't want to house third and fourth dimension anymore in its planet, in its universe. And Gaia, that's the ascended master name of Mother Earth, was the only planet in this universe that still carried third and fourth dimension. So Gaia went to the ascended master elders and said, I no longer choose to house third dimensional humanity on my planet. They're too self-destructive. And the ascended master elders agreed. So they gave us a gift which had never been given before. And this was not extended to our ancestors. And yet we know we are all of our own ancestors. So we were given the gift of completing all of our third dimensional lives out of our soul in this one lifetime. No more reincarnation. And that was the gift we were given. And every single one of us that has now completed our human mission has cleared all of our maternal lineage and all of our paternal lineage through creation. And now, in that way, we're finished. So we took on all the unloved, unhealed patterns of our complete maternal lineage all through creation. And their issues became our issues on top of our own. And all the men in our lives as a woman took on all of the male, paternal, father issues of all through creation. And we cleared it. For those of us that came in a male body, it's just the opposite. We took on all of the male unloving issues, and all the women in their lives were carrying the unloved, unhealed patterns of their maternal lineage all through creation. We've completed all of that. That was part of our human mission, and it's done. I hope that helps.
Mm. It lifts us to a whole new level. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We hope that Judy's transmissions today, the messages from Maitreya, Ashtar, Bugs Bunny, from the beautiful Queen of the Angels, and her own higher self and Sacred Heart transmission, we hope that has answered your question. And again, if you'd like a personal session with Judy and you're here in this webinar, you can go back to the sales page and purchase that. And right. Well, beautiful people, this has been an amazing time today. And we celebrate this beautiful light in this now moment of what we accomplished today. Wow. Can you just imagine even more of this beautiful light awakening even more than 79%?
Yes. And I will meet you on the crystal playground of joy for your birthday.
All right, beautiful people, take good love of yourself and give yourself a hug, caress your arms, your body, and just continue loving yourself more than 79%. Judy, you have us at close to 100 right now, I'm certain.
Answer is self-love. How simple could it be? Just love you and everything else falls into place.
Yes, just love you and everything else falls into place. Well, Judy, we send you a big heart hug and we send everybody a heart hug. The container is full of our collective love, and anyone watching and listening can download it and put it directly into your heart as well. Thank you for being here, Judy. We'll see you again in December, and everyone have a beautiful, loving, heart-filled day. Thank you, Judy. Thank you all.
Sparkle.
We hope everyone has enjoyed this time with Judy Cali and the frequencies that was brought through to place you fully and squarely in your heart and to remember your extreme power of making miracles. We all have a smile on our face as we walk this journey with Judy. If you would like to work more closely with activations from Judy Cali, we welcome you to check out her special offer. Scroll down on this webpage and you'll see that there are New Earth Golden Age activations for you to download and continue to work with. It's just more of what you've heard today, but truly one that will light your heart up in light. So thank you everyone for that. And if you want a personal session with Judy, you can do that as well. She is booked out until June of 2024, but it is well worth the wait when you have a chance to work with Judy Cali. So thank you everyone for watching. And Lori, I just want to say thank you as well. It's just so amazing to be here. Don't you think that this whole summit series is just a miracle in itself? How it just
I do.
blends together so well.
It's been profound and continues to just release these exponentially wonderful little nuggets on consciousness, and each person finding their self-empowerment and their special gifts and tuning into their mission. And so we thank Judy for sharing all that she does and the work that she does in the world, and for being a part of the summit on making self-empowerment real in your life and tuning to the miracles. Well, thanks, Judy.
Thank you, Judy. And thank you everyone for joining us. Your light matters in a huge way, and we're so grateful. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.